Hi, it's Jane with Scraptasticyarns, and today we have another round of shoutouts. I told you I hadn't planned to do another round, but you know what? I'm gonna. Alright guys, let's get started. The first one is Kudo Crochet. This is Dawn, and she loves all things crochet, especially when it comes to yarn. She does a lot of haul videos, but she loves doing tutorial video based on designs that she has created herself. So go check out Dawn's channel. Then there is the Green Marble. This is Amber. It's simple crochet, only sometimes it's complicated, but it's always fun. If you need extra help, please consider joining her on Patreon. She's one of those few that is on Patreon. And she also puts out there for anyone who needs help planning their projects or something to help you start out on your crochet journey. She recommends the Green Marble Crochet Journal, which you can find on Amazon under Journals and Notebooks author page. So there you go. Both her and Crojo... Why can I not think of the name? Because I don't have it in front of me, that's why. Alright. Crojo has those as well. Then there is Gathering Wynn's Creations. This is Brenda, and she does budget-friendly crafts, DIY, and crochet, where friends become family. And that is so true, because I consider all of you family. That's why I come here every week. It's a lot of fun, besides. Then there is Worsted Willow. This is Emma, and she does knit and crochet and shares that with us. Now this next channel is Claire Renaud Art and More. Her YouTube channel has a variety of fun and interesting videos. Whatever hits her fancy will end up on this channel. Most of it is art based because she lives for art. But she also has a wide range from how to sew, make things, how to refurbish antique sewing machines, and I find those videos fascinating, as well as kittens and a whole lot more. And who doesn't love kittens? Come on. Now this next channel, I love the way that she spelled out the word quilts, because it's cute and it's unique. Kathy's Quilts and Crafts. Quilts is spelled Kwiltz. Love it. She loves to make quilts and does a lot of other different crafts. They do a lot of live streams with other people on Monday as she quilts. She likes to do those quilts very slowly from beginning to end. On Tuesdays, she does a variety of crafts. She crochets, embroiders, latch hooks, cross-stitch, needlepoint, adult coloring books, paint by numbers, and she's learning how to sew doll clothes. Doll clothes are a different little breed of sewing. Trust me, I used to, well, in the past I used to sew for a company that made doll clothes, and it was very interesting. And what I found is when I saw those clothes in the stores, I thought, you know, I wish everybody that sewed clothes for them had the drive to make it look a little nicer, because some of those hems weren't on right. But I digress. She is also loves to work on puzzles. She is learning to do punch, needle, knit, and diamond art. On Wednesday, she works on a variety of her quilts. Thursday, she does Zoom with her fellow viewers, making different blocks for their sampler quilt. And you're going to get a lot of variety in her channel, so check her out. And I believe I saw a couple where there were a couple of people in the Zoom with her. There were also quilting and sewing, so check it out. Then there is Handmade by Ying with Donna. As she put it, the year of COVID-19 changed their lives with stay-at-home orders, which made for free time. So, of course, she, like a lot of us other sewists, made masks. and that turned into quilt making and a love of sewing and creating. She also enjoys learning from other content creators, and they also go live on Mondays at 7 p.m. for a question and answer of content creators, shop owners, as well as organizations in the forefront. Our channel is largely based on giving back to others. Love that. Being a voice for charities around the world, one stitch at a time, one day at a time. She has been married to the most amazing, supportive husband now for almost 30 years, and they have two grown children and 4 beautiful grandchildren. They also have a few fur babies. Miss Molly, Peaches, and we can't forget Buttercup, as well as our bonus grandpup, King Titan, who rules the roost here. So go check out Donna's channel. Then there is Mari Sews. Now, she is quite a character. You know, my videos are all just out there. That's it. Give it to you as it is. Hers, they're a lot of fun. She tries to do things in such a professional way that sometimes she shows those bloopers and it's quite hilarious. But she loves to sew. And her channel is basically about, have you thought about sewing yourself better fitting clothing, or even just sewing that expensive dress yourself? Let me share with you sewing tips, tricks, and hacks that will help you to make your wardrobe dreams possible. Next one is Sew Like Dottie. This is Allison. She does sewing projects, dressmaking, fabric, and pattern hauls. Then there is Michelle Sews again. She likes to do all kinds of creative stuff, sewing, knitting, cry cutting, and painting. She doesn't sell on Etsy because she thinks that would take the fun out of it. It might, but I'll tell you it doesn't. I do, and it doesn't. Kathy's Cute Creations. This website is to teach sewing, quilting, and some free motion quilting. She does step-by-step instructions in order to create quilts as well, and she opens monthly subscription boxes. I don't know if you know, but there are a lot of sewing companies that have monthly sewing boxes. They range from anything from sewing a quilt block together or just different fabrics with some of the different threads, because there are a ton of threads out there to be used for quilting, sewing, those kind of things. And some of them are higher quality than others. So this is a way for those sewing boxes to share those. She is an affiliate of AccuQuilt. So whenever you click on one of those links in her videos, she's going to make a few bucks off of it. Okay, and generally what she does with that, she purchases dies and mats so she can continue making videos. And most of us who do our content creators and make money off of it, we generally put it all back into the channel itself. Very rarely do you spend it on something else, because there's always something that can be used to create a better video, those kind of things. Alright, then there is Teresa Louise, I Quilt Too. This is a channel about all things crafty and more. Quilt, quilting, sewing, floss tube, cross stitch, long arm, free motion quilting, art, collages, design, beading, paper crafts, wood burning. That's one of the things I want to get into. Painting, unboxing, fabric, chats, and live videos. So check her out. Then there is Quilting with Stephanie's Stitches. And I have always loved this quote by Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. And that is absolutely true. Stephanie is a long arm quilter, an Etsy shop owner, a quilt retreat coordinator, and a pattern writer. So come along with her on her adventure and watch her put together quilt blocks or grab something and sew along. Her motto is quilting with kindness and grace. Then there's Sew Becca. Becca focuses on delivering content to engage and inspire quilters by providing content showcasing subscription and project boxes, useful notions, hosting live streams, and collaborating with other creative content creators. She is a proud ambassador for Cotton Cuts and produces videos for the Puzzle Mystery Quilt to encourage detectives to assemble their monthly clues. Now his next fellow is Ian, and he is called Off Kilter Ian. Off Kilter Crafter Ian. He does a lot of things, but a lot of it have to do around sewing. And I've watched a couple of his, and I have always enjoyed every one of those. So, the next one is Pieces, Love, and Quilting. Her name is Courtney, and you can call her Courtney or CJ. She answers to either. Quilting and Embroidery Plus, doing Bernina long arm tutorials. Now, for those of you that are quilters or would like to quilt and would like to get into free motion quilting, do not let the videos that the long arm quilters steer you away. You can learn a lot from a long arm quilter and then take it back to your sewing machine. You really can. So keep that in mind when you're watching some of these. Okay? Then there is the guy who sews. This is Sean, and he is a self-taught quilter. That word didn't come out right, did it? He is a self-taught quilter who started quilting in 2013. He started his channel to share the journey with you. On Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, he goes live and would love to have you join him, and it's always a lot of fun, and yes, it is. Then each week, every Sunday morning about 9 a.m., he goes over what he's working on finished and his recent purchases. So, stop by and say hi to Sean. He's a very nice, open, friendly fellow. Lesson learned. This is Sherry. They do videos about quilting, nail tutorials, home DIY projects, ASMR, sky time lapses, tractor equipment usage and maintenance, product unboxing reviews, and GeoPro camper related topics. It's a very variety of videos. And I enjoy watching her videos. Then there is around to it, Shirley. Shirley loves to share the things that she does. Sewing, quilting, foundation paper piecing, knitting, crochet, card making, and a whole lot more. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I've tried foundation piecing, quilting, and I don't enjoy it at all. And maybe it's because I don't know what I'm doing, and I've never found anybody that can teach me the correct way to do it. So who knows, maybe watching her channel I'll give it a chance. Alright, then there is Hot Mess Quilter. This is Susan. She has been quilting since 2018. She says, I basically have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm having fun trying. She shares what works for her in an effort to help quilters like her. And we're all just trying to live, love, and quilt while not taking ourselves too seriously. She is a wife, a mom to a grown daughter, and a full-time RN in the field of cardiology. She is a middle-aged quilter who is a literal hot mess, and that sounds like a fun time. So, yeah. Then there is Martha's Creative Life. Martha has always loved being creative, and it brings such joy to her life. She loves being in her sewing space and learning how to quilt and making sewing projects. So she is hoping that you will join her on this journey. And as she puts it, a finished project is better than an unfinished project. She loves to bake and cook. So she'll share some of that with you. And sometimes they climb into a car and go on adventure, and you might see a video or two of the places that they visit. So, check out Martha's Creative Life. Now, about that unfinished project, don't we all have a lot of whips hanging around that we should finish? I know I do. I like her idea of it's much better than the unfinished project. All right, then there is Kelly's Cruises, Crafts, and Quilts. In February of 2019, she started working as a travel consultant with Expedia Cruises. Her kids are pretty much grown up now, and she needed something to do. So she does a lot of videos about cruises and other holidays that her family takes, or just general information. She tries to be positive at all times. No gloom and doom from her. That's a great attitude. She also does quilting, and she is also just started getting into decoupage. Decoupage is fun. Did you hear that? Oh my God. All right, next channel is Colleen Sews and Chats. This is Colleen. She likes to sew and chat. So she's made a few quilts and wanted to share those. So she believes a rising tide lifts all ships. So she believes we should all be the tide by being supportive of others. Someone else's success doesn't exclude you from succeeding. Isn't that true? Shouldn't we all be lifting each other up? You know, instead of tearing each other down? Yeah. All right. Her best advice is, if you can't see the mistake 3 feet away or galloping by a horse, don't worry about it. She didn't intend to be a YouTuber, and she found that was a little bit overwhelming, but she does appreciate you stopping by. Some of her hashtags, and I love these. Hashtag kindness is contagious. Remember, we all start somewhere. Hashtag be the light you want to see in others. Hashtag chatting, hashtag quilting, hashtag life, and hashtag YouTube integrity. I really like that one. All right, the next channel is Practically Creative Melissa. She hopes to share with others how to learn to sew, quilt, crochet, and cut fabric, especially if you are disabled by fibromyalgia, arthritis, and all kinds of other things. She tries to answer questions about various techniques to make them simpler and more practical for everyday use. Whenever I used to go to the quilting on Fridays up at the fire hall, it used to surprise people that I would quilt, that I would do my fabric cutting sitting down. There is this notion that you have to be standing over what you're cutting to get a straight cut, and that is not always true. If you line it up correctly, you're going to get a straight cut, whether you're sitting, standing, whatever. Next channel, and I think this might be the channel for me to watch, You and Me FPP. This is Sylvia. She does foundation paper piecing for designs that she has created, step-by-step instructions in creating those designs, as well as quilting hints and tips patterns. The next channel is Treasure Heart Creations. This is Eric. I like Eric. He is about making heartfelt creations that are treasures for someone special to you. And he has a great intro video. So if you don't watch anything else, watch his intro video at least. Very positive fellow, and I like the attitude about putting your heart into your creations. The very last channel, but not the least, is So Not an Expert, as in SEW. This is Danny, and she is so not an expert. She has been sewing little projects here and there since she was in 3rd grade and just loves it. Recently, she started to dive into quilting, but again, so not an expert. Every day I learn new techniques and tricks to keep my projects even more beautiful. So come join me as we learn together. These are some great channels. I know a lot of these are about quilting and sewing, but I know some of you are interested in those kind of things. So I thought I would share some of those that I watch, follow here and there. Like I said, if I ever won a prize and people were wanting to go into the people that I subscribe to look for their channel. They'd be there for days looking because I am subscribed to a lot of channels. And I know that a lot of other content creators do not subscribe to channels on the channels that they use for their content. And that works for them, but I don't mind sharing those. So yeah. All right, everybody, go out there. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to other people. Love yourself. Love one another. And get out there and see this big, beautiful world. Even if there is a little snowstorm, just be careful. Don't drive on it. It's slick. All right, see you guys soon.